WTF Is Cooking, Food Adventures of a Comfort Cook, Mary Coconower here. So we've been seeing these advertisements. Papa John's, he thinks he makes good pizza, and now he's making something called a papadilla. It's a quesadilla inside flatbread. Well, I'm going to show you how to make it at home. So that way you put in it what you want. So let's go over to the counter, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. How's that sound? So normally, you go to a Mexican restaurant, you have quesadillas. They're done in a flat tortilla, usually corn, maybe blue corn, or flour. They're really thin. You can see here in the package how thin they are. If you've had them, you know. Now this is Naan bread. Sorry if I'm not explaining it right. N-A-A-N. I believe it's from India. Now these two are flatbreads, basically. They're made with flour, some salt, oil, water. That's it. Sort of like when I made the cream puffs, you know? So, this is the flatbread. As you can see, it's much thicker. Some flatbreads you see, they're like square. These are funny shaped. What we're going to do is we're going to put all our toppings in the middle. You can see they're you can see a line in here. They're ready to be folded anyway, because usually you put your fixings in, you fold it up, yum yum. Okay, what we're going to do is we have toppings. We've got some seasoned ground beef. We've got sauteed bell peppers and onions. Some nice diced tomato. We have drained all the liquid out, and I'll tell you why later. We've got some chopped up bacon. We've got some cheddar cheese. And we've got a mixture here. This is mozzarella, provolone, and grated Parmesan. We're going to do an American classic cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger, quesadilla. And then we're going to have an Italian style. Alright? Now we're not going to put sauce. If you want to put a smear of sauce, fine. Don't put a lot of liquid on your breads. Because what will happen is it'll saturate the bread. It's not going to toast on the bottom, and it's going to get all soggy. You want just the juices to come from your main ingredients. Alright, so we're going to make first. We have our, oh, by the way, the oven is preheated to 425 degrees. I have a large pizza pan that has been tempering in the oven. Tempering means it's preheating with the oven. The reason we do that, and you should do that also with your jelly roll pans, if you're going to be putting something on it, because what happens if you put a coal pan in there and it starts heating up, it could buckle. So you've got like your quiche or something with liquid, your pies, so you put it on a flat surface and all of a sudden it buckles in the oven and it starts tilting, and then you've got your juice running all over the place. Alright, so we'll do our first one here. We'll do the cheeseburger one. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little meat on there. Alright, here's our meat. You want a lot of meat? Put a lot of it. Guess what? You can make this a breakfast one. Put your scrambled eggs, your meat, your cheeses. You can do ham. Anything you want. You like sloppy joes? Mix up your sloppy joe mix. And put that on here. We're going to put some peppers and onions here. Don't that look pretty? We're going to put a few tomatoes. Spread these out a little bit. Alright, and then the bacon. Everything's better with bacon, right folks? You love your bacon. Gotta have your bacon. And here's our shredded cheddar cheese. We're just going to get that on there. And it's going to be all melty good, and then we'll fold it when it comes out of the oven. Not now. Now quesadillas, when they're done in tortilla, they're usually, after you put the ingredients on, they're put on a hot griddle or a large fry pan. and you toast the bottom that way, then pull it out, fold it, there it is. Alright, now we're going to do our Italian one. Same thing. We got our seasoned beef. Now, like I said, if you want to put a schmear sauce, Alfredo sauce, pasta sauce, just do a light schmear. Don't overdo it, because if you saturate this with too much juice, it's not going to toast up, and you're going to have a soggy mess, okay? We need a little more meat there. Come on, we can't be cheap. Alright. We got the rest of our peppers and onions to go in here. I know there's somebody out there going, she didn't say what the measurements were. There are none. The measurements are what you want. We're going to put a little more tomatoes. What's the difference from the cheeseburger one? There ain't going to be no bacon, and it's going to have Italian cheese instead. Alright. Now, if you want to make a Mexican one, put salsa, drain the liquid. Once again, same thing, you don't want it too wet. Alrighty. Put your schmear of ranch if you want it. Most of the time when you do quesadillas, they don't put a lot of liquid. Mostly you dip. Once you cut it up, you spoon your salsa on it, your guacamole, whatever. Alright, these are ready to go. They're going to go in the oven, 425 degrees for about 15-20 minutes. We want to get the cheese melty and kind of browning on the top. This is hot. Alright. Okay, our pan has been preheated in the oven. Now this pizza pan has holes in the bottom. Because I know it's not going to be not a lot of liquid, the heat's going to come up from the bottom and help crisp up the bottom of these guys. Plus this is a big 16-incher, so this is going to hold these two guys. Alright, so these are going to go in the oven about 15-20 minutes. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. Look at that. Does that look pretty? Look at that. I'm going to put it over here and then transfer it. I got my handy dandy pizza peel. As go. There we go. Okay, we're going to transfer it over to the counter. Okay, flip him over. And you want to do this when it first comes out of the oven because the cheese is all nice and melty and it'll all stick together. Look at that. There you go with this one. Our handy dandy pizza cutter. Look at that. Meat and cheese and veggies. Nice looking stuff there. Look at that. Look at that. That's our cheeseburger one. You see the bacon cheeseburger? And then this is our Italian. Like I said, you can use anything you want. It's your meal. You make it the way you want. With the meat, make sure the meat is pre-cooked. Especially using ground beef or ground sausage. Pre-cook it because all the oil comes out. You don't want that oily mess inside your sandwich. So now this is my version of Papa John's Papadias. I'm going to call it a MamaMia dia. How about that? Alright, this is my